So this is called a mindful bed practice, which is a funny name, but there you go. And this is for all of us who have times when we don't sleep so well. Perhaps we have troubles getting to sleep. That's the case for some people. Perhaps we wake up at different times in the night and can't get back to sleep. Or maybe we wake very early in the morning and struggle to think it's worth even trying to get back to sleep. But it's really important, I think, to have some understanding as to what might be going on. So for many of us in these times, we may have a very busy mind. Perhaps we're planning what's going to happen the next day. Perhaps we're worrying about some current happening or some current situation. Perhaps we just have a huge amount on, perhaps have a huge amount to remember. But stress is obviously a big factor. So as best you can, and really approaching this, if you can, as a kind of an experiment, really. So this practice is not designed to resolve your sleep issues. I wish that it would. That'd be great. But maybe it's a little bit more subtle than that. Maybe, and I've worked and taught a lot of people who have you've had this situation of having difficult sleep patterns at times. And I certainly have experienced this myself. So maybe instead of doing something that's just going to naturally and inevitably put you back to sleep, maybe instead what this might do is just change the way you're approaching this. Change your reaction to waking up or waking early. And just seeing it as an experiment, just sort of having a go, maybe having a go with this for a week or for 2 weeks, and just seeing what it offers you. It might offer you a lot, it might offer you not very much, but it won't do any harm, that's for sure. So the practice goes like this, and obviously if you want to, you can put this on your phone and you can turn this on and perhaps have some headphones or perhaps just play it quietly to yourself when you wake in the night. So the practice goes like this: choosing a place, choosing a way of lying in bed, maybe on your back, maybe on your side, just getting yourself comfortable in bed, having woken, or perhaps as you're choosing to or wanting to go to sleep. So lying in your bed, either on your back or on your side, whichever way is comfortable for you. And just in a general way to begin with, having a sense of contact between your body and what you're lying on. So maybe a sense of the firmness or the softness of the mattress supporting your body. Maybe a sense of the pillow underneath your head. Maybe a general sense of the bedding as it folds around the body. Maybe the weight of it, or maybe the lightness of it if it's a warm night. Maybe a sense of the coolness of the air on the skin, perhaps on the arms or the face or the neck. So just to begin with, you're just getting a general sense of the body lying here, supported by the mattress, kind of enfolded, if you like, by the bedding. And being supported, the head being supported by the softness of the pillows. And then when you're ready, and you may at this point want to just slightly adjust your body, you might want to move onto the side or move onto your back, but just getting yourself choosing where your body would like to, the position your body would like to lie in. And when you're ready, starting to place your attention right down into your toes, the tips of your toes. So what can you feel? Is there a sense of touch or texture of the bedding or the touch of the sheet? And then from your toes, Working up the underside of the body first. So if you're lying on your back, that will be the underneath of your heels and your legs. If you're lying on your side, that will be one side of the body. So just choosing and relating how I guide you to how your body is lying. But just from the toes, just gently moving the mind, just slowly, slowly up through the body and all the points of contact between your body and the mattress. Just seeing if you can feel the texture of the sheet, the touch on the skin, perhaps the feel of your pajamas or your nightwear. And just working up the body slowly, slowly, just feeling all the different sensations of touch and contact, perhaps of warmth, perhaps of some places of ease. And remembering at this point, or at any point, that probably what will happen from time to time is that your mind will jump away. So it will move off and get involved in whatever is going on, or perhaps some completely random thought. Or perhaps it'll be drawn to some physical sensation, some other part of the body. But whatever it is, just noticing that you're no longer focused on the contact between your body and the mattress, but the mind has wandered off. And when that happens, all you need to do is just remind yourself that minds are always wandering. It's what minds do, and it's not a problem. And just noticing and then gently coming back, and you're just going to come back to wherever we've got to in the body, the lower legs or the knees. And just coming back to the same exercise, the same practice of touch and contact. Maybe even a sense of the weight of the body being held by the mattress. Just noticing how that feels. And then working up the body little by little, up through the knees and the lower legs, or the upper, the thighs. And a sense of just the legs and the touch of the legs on the mattress. And then up into the pelvic area. So if you're on your side, it'll be the hip that you're lying on. If you're on your back, it'll be the buttocks, the lower back. And just be noticing for you what it is that's touching in the pelvis onto the mattress. And getting that sense of being held by the mattress, being supported by the mattress. And then continuing to move the attention up the body, the underside of the body, all the points of contact with the mattress, little by little. Being as curious as you can be about very different, very subtly different sensations in different parts of the underneath of the body, touching the mattress. Just working up, just moving up through the body, little by little. Remembering that any time the mind wanders, it's not a problem, it's just what minds do. And you just gently notice you've wandered, and then gently come back to wherever you remember you were last engaged with. Back up the body, and eventually you'll be coming up towards the shoulders. And if you're lying on your side, you've probably got an arm involved in there, the underside of the arm, the elbow. Just relating this practice to whatever your body is doing right now in terms of how it's lying. And then eventually you're going to move up so that you're up towards the head, either the side of the head or the back of the head, and the contact with the pillow. And perhaps just pausing at this point to notice the different experience of head on pillow with body on mattress. So probably the body and the mattress was a firmer contact, a firmer texture. And the head on the pillow is probably some sense of softness to it. some sense of the pillow kind of coming round the head. So just noticing, how does your pillow feel underneath your head, supporting your head. And then when you're ready, letting go of the head and the pillow and coming back down to your toes once more. And if at this point you want to move the body, perhaps moving onto the other side of the body, that will be fine. So whatever would feels right for you, so that you're comfortable. It's fine to move. And then when you're ready, coming back down to the toes. And from the toes, we're going to move up the front of the body, or if you're on your side, the other side of the body. So as we did before, just little by little, just feeling into that sense of the bedding. The sense of the bedding falling onto the top of the body, front of the body. And just the feel of the bedding around the body, around the legs. How does it feel? Just resting on you in that way. Just really see if you can feel into all the little tiny places on the legs where the bedding is just resting. All the touch of the bedding. And then up through past the knees, up into the thighs if you're on your back, or the thigh, the side of the thigh if you're lying on your side. And then just gently, gently working up through the body, just feeling the bedding, feeling the duvet, feeling that touch against the body. And remembering any time that the mind wanders off, you can just say to yourself, it's not a problem, it's just what minds do. My mind is much like anybody else's. Wanders off. As soon as you notice it's wandered, then you just gently come back to wherever you've got to. Back to the bedding falling around the body. And at some point you'll come to the end of the bedding, so the kind of line where the bedding finishes, and the freshness of the air, or the feeling, the touch of the air against your skin. So just noticing that, and then when you've got all the way up the face and the neck, up to the very top of the head, the best you can, just extending down to a sense of the whole body lying here. That sense of the mattress holding this body, of the bedding falling around you, of the coolness of the temperature of the air against the skin, and perhaps of your breath breathing. And if any thoughts emerge about wanting to sleep, or time passing, or any of your current preoccupations, and just seeing if you can just notice, well, there it is again. And seeing if you can just come back to over and over. No need to push it away, no need to get irritated, but just coming back over and over to the breath breathing in the body, to the body lying here, to a sense of being held by the mattress, held by the bedding. And knowing at any point you can just let this recording do its own thing. You can always start it over again and come back to it. That would be helpful.